Hello and welcome. My name is Andra. This year, the plan is to have more instructional videos in various media on my channel here. And please do let me know if these are useful to you guys or not. So this video starts the series on drawing. On my blog, I have an introduction to drawing and I talk about different materials. So I'm using then the videos to showcase how to use some of those materials and how to draw in them. And today I'm showing you two drawings to keep it short and sweet, using compressed charcoal and vine charcoal respectively. And so the first drawing here of a rose is in compressed charcoal, and I'm using either a 2B or 4B piece of charcoal. I can't remember anymore. The numbers are faded off the piece there, but I'm only using the one piece, so it really doesn't matter. The way that I like to use charcoal is for me to control the darkness of the line by how much I press onto the paper. And so for that reason I actually like vine charcoal more. But even with this one, what I'm doing is I'm very, very conscious of going from very light to dark and not starting off very dark from the start, because it's very hard to remove any of the charcoal off the paper even if I do that. So I'm starting off with a very loose outline using broken line. I don't want a very straight continuous outline. I want something that is more natural, and as you'll see a little bit later on, I don't blend the charcoal. There are the people who do blend, and I've blended in the past with finger, with paper, with whichever, but I don't always like the effect, and today I didn't want to. So I'm using just my charcoal stick to build in the gradation in light and tone, and I'm using the light of the paper to give me the lightest tone, so the highlights. So I have to be very, very careful where I place my my color, or it's black, but I mean where I place the various tones, so that I leave space for the white of the paper. And I do layer. I start very, very light, and I put in the shadows, and where I know that there's going to be more darkness, that's what I start with first. And then I darken that a little bit more, and then I shade in where some of the mid-tones would go, just very lightly, and I continuously go back and forth between the darks and the mid-tones. If I do a whole layer of all mid-tones, at first I will be losing the lines that delineate where the petals are, and I don't want to do that. So that's why I keep going back and forth, and I'm working on one petal or two at a time, not the whole drawing in one go, because again I will be losing sight of where my lines are, where the outlines are. Compressed charcoal comes in pencils. You'll see it often in pencils, and those provide more control because it's a pencil. We know how to use a pencil. And they come in different softness. And then they also come in these sticks, and they do come in different softness gradations. And I used to have a few, and then I just didn't use them much, so and I'm using here just a small piece. They come, the sticks are longer, and I like to break them in half because they're easier to control, they're easier to work with, and I can use the flat of the stick if I need to color in a larger area. Now for the second drawing, I am using vine charcoal, and I have this set of it for some years now. I think I bought a big set. I don't use it much, and I still have lots and lots of it. I find that vine charcoal is by far the most elegant of the two types of charcoal, and it gives me this very soft line. I'm drawing here poppies, and poppies are very delicate flowers, so I thought it was a good match. Vine charcoal has only one softness. The difference, or the different thicknesses that you find in a pack of charcoal, of vine charcoal, give you a different size of line. So they don't give you a different softness or darkness to the piece that you're using, but they do delineate the size of the line that you're using. So then the darkness of the line is controlled by how much you press down. And again, I find this is much easier to control for me, as opposed to using different pieces for different thick softness, as you would with a pencil, for example. Vine charcoal doesn't come in pencil form, it only comes in sticks, and you will see that the stick of vine charcoal is nice and round and smooth, whereas the stick of compressed charcoal tends to be squared. So here again, I'm starting with a very thin outline, very broken outline, using one of the smallest or the thinnest piece of vine charcoal that I have in my kit there. And it is a piece that has been broken off, so it's a very tiny piece. But I do want to use everything that I have, so it's up to a certain length I can still use it. Same as with the other drawing, I'm building from light to dark. So I would put in the shadows, an indication of where the shadows are supposed to go. And here I'm using a wider piece of charcoal to give me better coverage on those petals. And I don't blend, but I did make the mistake there of blending with my finger, and I'm going to go over it. And because again, I don't like that. For some reason, I didn't like that, the way that it looked. So, and what I also did on that second piece of paper there is that I shaved off the side of the stick a little bit so that I can have better coverage. Because the stick is round, it will give you a specific kind of shape when you shade it on the paper. And I needed something that was probably a bit more squared off a little bit, so I shaved up. And it's very soft, so just by pressing down very hard or relatively hard on paper, you're going to use up a lot of it. So it goes very quickly. Compressed charcoal lasts longer because there's more in it. It's compressed, so there's more of a quantity of charcoal in there, but vine charcoal is going to get used up really quickly. Now, as I'm shading here just very loosely, I'm also allowing the texture of the paper to pick up just a little bit of the charcoal. So it gives me this unequal type of coverage. And that's fine, because I only want an indication. I want there to be the light of the paper showing through. I need some highlights in there. I don't need a very consistent, thick coverage. I hope you guys liked this video and you found it helpful. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be following up with additional drawing videos. Thanks, bye for now.